When millions of Texans were plunged into the dark last February, it became immediately clear just how much the power industry relies on natural gas. Almost half of the state's electric power plants run on natural gas. Federal regulators found a lack of fuel to be the second leading cause for power plant outages in last year's storm.
Your power plant could be prepared and ready to run, but if you don't have any fuel coming in, that's still a problem.
Since the 2021 winter storm, the natural gas industry was given a pass on winterization and won't have to do it until next year. At the same time, the oil and gas industry made large donations to the campaigns of state politicians, including a $1 million gift from a single gas pipeline CEO to Governor Greg Abbott.
This meeting of the Railroad Commission.
Some of that money also went to top elected officials at the Texas Railroad Commission. They oversee oil and gas in Texas, and they've been touting their new inspection program, even though there are no winterization requirements in place.
Railroad Commissioner Wright.
Thank you, Governor. Inspectors have visited more than 4,000 facilities so far. About 98% of those facilities visited have been winterized. The remaining 2% or so were in the process of winterizing at the time the inspections were occurred.
But a WFA analysis found the Commission's own records don't support such sweeping claims. 91% of those asked claimed their weatherization was in good, workable condition. 24 of those facilities weren't even inspected. And more than 1,000 facilities weren't asked the question. What's more, when asked if they'd tested weather preparedness procedures, 32% of the facilities said no. 18% didn't know if they had tested or not.
What standard are they inspecting to? If the operator doesn't know before the inspector comes out, I have to do these things. And if the operator doesn't know if I don't do these things, I'm going to get fined, then what's the point of an inspection? Just to feel good about it, I guess.
The records also showed that even some of the state's own inspectors questioned the process. This is what one inspector wrote about a South Texas natural gas facility. The operator has a cold weather plan, but do not have winterization equipment installed on the pipeline system.
So this is just a clear case where they need to articulate a very clear standard, they need to adopt it into rule, and they need to enforce it.
There was one big change since last year's storm.
I didn't know that there was a form to fill out to be on the critical load list. Communication.
Last February, many natural gas facilities lost power because they weren't aware of a 2-page critical infrastructure form. Filling out that form could have protected their operation from having the power turned off during the 2021 outages.
Getting gas facilities on my list. They have to tell me if you keep this compressor on, it'll give gas into this pipeline and it'll get to this power plant.
Last February, less than 100 natural gas facilities were registered. Now more than 2,900 facilities are on the list. Industry lobbyist Todd Staples.
Keeping the power on is the best winterization tool. And we know that of all the other techniques, that if you maintain the power, you're going to maintain the flow of the product in most instances.
But what experts say is needed is for natural gas to winterize.
Operators in colder areas of our country, in North Dakota, in Colorado, in Wyoming, in Pennsylvania, have winterized their equipment because it is part of their routine operations. That can be done in Texas.
And Texas has been warned before. In 2011, after a big ice storm caused widespread power outages and sharp declines in natural gas production, federal regulators urged Texas to consider adopting minimum, uniform standards for winterization of natural gas.
We're not aware of any state that requires winterization.
Natural gas companies have long resisted mandatory winterization. It can be expensive, and experts say gas companies are trying to maximize profits.
The best winterization is electricity.
That was one of your statements that I wrote down. Was that in your opening remarks?
It is, and it will continue to be the statement.
But the trend they see in Texas is this.
Don't know how many people are going to die because they're not having the resources.
Gas production dropped last February before widespread power outages. That happened again during 2 recent cold snaps, which experts say is because of poor winterization of natural gas facilities.
It's a sign of things to come. It's a warning sign for us. It tells us that we are still not prepared.
In Dallas, I'm Tanya Iser.